During my training when I worked at the bank, this guy came in as a client. I immediately thought he was cute. He was like built like a rugby player. He was white, had curly hair, nice facial hair. I wasn't really able to have that one-on-one moment with him because I was shadowing my manager, and my manager was the one who was really helping him with his transaction. But we did get a little chit chat in. Yeah, I finally got some time off from my job. Oh, where do you work? I work at a delicatessen, which is different than a deli. Oh, really? It sounds like it's the same thing.
It is not!
So you're doing a deposit? Yes, I'm going to be depositing my paycheck. Oh, nice. Do you get paid bi-weekly? Yeah, I do, and I like this place. I've never been to this branch before. I definitely think I'm gonna have to start coming back, which excites me because that means I get to see you again in 2 weeks. There's nothing more invigorating than having a crush, for real. So you can imagine the disappointment on my face when 2 weeks later you didn't come into the bank to deposit your paycheck. Dang, I know at this point in this story, it's literally a month later, but hey, I'm here now. And you're finally done with training. Yes, so by the second time you came into the bank at this point in the story, I was finally done with my training and I could finally have my one-on-one moment with you without my manager hovering over me. Even though that bitch is still sitting back there, but you know, this is more personal than before. So wait, you were really passionate about a delicatessen being different from a deli. Tell me about that. And he did tell me about it. We talked about everything, really. It was like a first date without it actually being a first date. I told you about my Italian heritage and how I'm super passionate about my culture. And I was talking about going to Catholic school and how that's affected my life since. But as far as like actual culture, I just really am a normal American. The whole ordeal was really cute and I thought you were super funny, but a lot of the stuff we were talking about was very inappropriate to be talking about in a bank, first of all, and second of all, while I am literally on the clock. But you kind of got away with it because your assistant manager was sitting back there and listening to some parts of the conversation, and she was like, well, as long as you're making friends with the customers, I don't really care what you say. You know how that go with her customer obsessed ass, like she didn't give a fuck. And so eventually I slid you my number and we started texting once you got off work. He invited me to hang out for the first time at this really popular park in San Francisco. There were some moments at work that happened before I went to the park to hang out with that cute boy that literally came so full circle. I would be robbing this story of its quality if I didn't tell you. So when I worked at the bank, my assistant manager always stressed how important customer service was. Hey, yeah, I need to make a withdrawal, but I don't have my debit card with me. Can you just type in my name? Yes, of course, but since I'm new here and I have never seen you before in my life, I am gonna need to see your ID just to make sure that you're not like going into some random person's account. Excuse me? I've never had to do that before in my life. Do you know how long I've been coming to this bank? And you're gonna ask me if you can see my ID? Well, yeah, you wanna do a transaction on your account with no debit card. Like, what am I supposed to do to verify who you are? Wow. I am not happy about this. Oh, I'm sorry. My assistant manager was pissed after that interaction. Pissed. She was like, don't ever talk to the customer like that again. Talk to the customer like what? Ask him for his ID? Like, that is one of my longest customers. Bitch, you need to calm down. You getting validation from random ass people at your 9-to-5 job ass bitch. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I promise he will survive. The customers were their lifeline. It was their motivation. It was why they woke up in the morning. They loved those customers. So they were really like anxious about the way that you like treated them because I guess, I don't know, these bitches had been working there for like 15 years. So they already had a system going on. Me personally, I put very, very few people on a pedestal. And even then, I usually just treat everyone regular. I'm not the type of person to like, like, no, like, that's weird to me and it's lame and it makes people really uncomfortable and it makes people not respect you. And so during my first, like, month of working at the bank, they tried to, like, spin this narrative that I was, like, not friendly with the customers at all. Like, what happened to that boy who I interviewed? That was who I was expecting when I got to work. They actually like sat me down and had this meeting with me. I was like, what? Also, they were gassing me. Like, I was good with the customers, but at the bank, training is really long. I was sitting in this back room for literally like 3 weeks doing training on the computer. So this really is like my first week actually in the field. You gotta give me time to warm up. Like, damn. You're actually so right. And I based my entire opinion about this off the fact that you asked the longtime customer who you clearly had no idea who he was, nor should you be expected to have known who he was. All this based off you just asking him for his ID. I was totally overreacting, and I'm like, no, yeah, I totally understand. And I already told the viewers how much of an ass-kissing bitch you are. So should we get into the next time a big client came in? Oh, yes. Okay, that time the jewelry shop owner came in and I told you to watch how I demonstrate how I treat the customers. Yes, that one. And I know the audience is really confused about what any of this has to do with my hookup horror story, but trust me, it will all tie together by the end. So I'm standing there watching her interaction with the jewelry shop owner, and of course, she's being hurt. It's embarrassing. I'm so happy to be doing your transaction right now. Good. The jewelry at your shop. Okay, Cammy is obviously being dramatic, but me and you were like friends outside of work. While I, the assistant manager, was doing your transaction, yeah, we were friends. And during this whole interaction, we were talking about how we hung out at the Giants game like a couple of weeks ago and had beers together and talked. We were just talking about how much we hang out outside of work and how we're like actually friends in real life. And I was watching the whole thing thinking like, well, damn, of course you're gonna be super friendly with this customer. You guys are friends in real life, and this is my literal first week of actually doing the banking job after my training, so I'm like confused as to why I'm being shown this scene. Little did I know, it was the universe opening my eyes to something. So the day for me and the cute boy to hang out at the park finally came, and we were having a really good time. So let me start with the good things about this first little hangout. There was this moment when I was sitting down and he was standing up over me and he was just staring at me, and I was like, what? And he was like, nothing, I'm just taking you in. And it was just so cute. Like, I don't know, I really liked that. I liked the way that he would look at me. And I obviously, for the sake of the story, couldn't get into all of the raw details, but we literally got along so well. Our sense of humors really complemented each other. And especially when we had met that second time at the bank when he gave me his number, it was like fireworks. It was like sparks were flying. I really felt like I had met my match personality wise. And so at this point, I don't know if I've said this already in this video, but I was like maybe 4 months out of my previous relationship that I was in, and it was just really nice having this type of distraction, having someone who I had a crush on, who I was really vibing with intellectually, and someone who I thought was cute. Plus, I was going through so much in my life at that time. Everything was changing for me. I was preparing to move to San Francisco out of just like a really toxic situation, which has nothing to do with my ex, by the way. He was amazing and I love him so much to this day. Just a lot of toxic shit was going on in my life otherwise though, and it was nice to have this new person who didn't know me or know anything about my life to just like hang out with and have just like a fresh, clean slate. At some point, he asked me for a kiss on the lips. I was really reluctant to give him a kiss just because like this was like our first date and this didn't even really count as a date to me. So I was like, damn, a kiss already? Like, I don't know about all that. So I was literally fixing my lips to say no when behind us we hear this group of girls cheering and like oohing and awing at us like this. I wish so badly that I could reenact what happened next for you guys, but I'm just gonna have to show it to you with my hands. So I'm leaning in for the kiss like this, and he's leaning in for the kiss like this. Both of our eyes are closed, so I couldn't see the craziness that was about to unfold in front of me. And so I'm leaning in for the kiss, and then all of a sudden, I feel his mouth is like open. And so it goes like this. The top of his mouth is like, and And so I lean back and I'm like, what the fuck? Cause I was planning on just doing like a little peg. Like, I don't know, you nigga. Like, so I don't know what he thought we were gonna do a makeout or whatever, but the vibes were not synergized in that moment. And literally before I could even process what happened, I get this sound effect from the group of girls who are literally watching us behind me. This. Oh, no. Imagine I didn't even want to kiss him at all anyway. I only did it because this huge group of girls behind us was hyping us up. They're watching the whole ordeal go down and our kiss flops. So I'm like, bitch, hell no. Like, I did not just flop and then flop in front of an audience. Oh, no. So I'm like, okay. So I just try to lean in again for a kiss. Oh my god. I'm like reliving it. So I tried to lean in again for a kiss and it was just like... So it's at this point that I'm kind of getting the ick. It's cold, we're in San Francisco, it's kind of getting to the evening time. Can you just walk me to the train station so I can catch the train and go home? Yeah, sure. Let's go. He did give me his jacket to wear while we walked, and some girl was like, oh my god, I love your jacket. It looks so good on you. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. While we were walking through this neighborhood to get to the train station, he used the dopamine that I received from that compliment I got to be like, hey, let's try that again. It flopped again. And then while we were literally in the middle of making out, I hear... Like I said, we were walking through a neighborhood and we had stopped in front of this random house to start making out, and this lady walked by and I guess she didn't see us. It was evening time, it was dark, and she screamed at the top of her lungs. I was like, I need to go. This is crazy. The last notable thing that happened during our little park moment was we were walking to the train station. I was telling you about how much I love Nicki Minaj, and I was telling you that I'm an actor and I actually went to school for acting. And I thought that was so cool because I did theater for 2 years in high school. Plus, since I helped him at the bank, I saw how much money was in his bank account. It was like literally a lot. Let me just put it like that. So I was like, he must have found some success in the acting department. And that's when I said that I can do a really good SpongeBob impression. I like to be silly with my friends and I'm generally accepting of people. So when you said that to me, I didn't really think anything of it. We were in public and there were lots of people walking around. This is San Francisco, so it's a big city. A lot of people are around. And he does a whole SpongeBob laugh. Just in public, in front of everyone. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was just gonna do a little voice or something and I was gonna have to pretend to laugh. But no, he like dead ass busted out. So after that park hangout, I knew that that wasn't gonna be my boyfriend. Like, SpongeBob impressions in public, can't kiss, like, come on now, no. But I still liked him, he was still funny. Plus, him not being able to kiss had nothing to do with us potentially just being friends. Like, plus, we had only hung out one time. Like, I never assumed that anything more was even gonna come out of it because I'm the type of person, I don't like get super attached to people very easily. Like, I have the same friends that I've had since I was like 14. And I'm not really like vying for like friendship or like relationships with people. Like, I love my close friends. If like new ones come along, I'm fine. And if they don't, then they don't. So I wasn't really thinking too much about it. SpongeBob impressions, I mean, it's not like my type of vibe. Theater kids, like, I know y'all are weird. I did theater for 2 years. Like, y'all are weird as fuck. And that was when I received a phone call from him. Hello?
Hi, Cammy. I really need to talk to you. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
So you know how I'm an actor, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I've decided I'm gonna pursue it full time.
Oh my god. Congrats. Dang, was that what all the theatrics were for?
No, there's one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, how do I say this? I'm moving to New York.
I was so excited to hear he was moving across the country. I knew he liked me, and there's this phenomenon in my life where boys will like me, but they have horrible communication skills plus a fear of rejection. So instead of having the conversation with me about a relationship, they try to trick me almost into silently being in a relationship. For instance, one time we were talking after that park hangout, and he invited me to go all the way to Sacramento, which is an hour and a half away from San Francisco, go on this family party that his aunts and uncles were hosting. I was like, no, why would I go to your family party? He was like, do you want to meet my family? No, are you crazy? And then after we hooked up, I guess him and his mom were going to Santa Cruz or something, which is also an hour away, and he was like, do you want to come to Santa Cruz with me and my mom and my sister? It really just pisses me off. I hate it. What makes you think that I want to go and hang out with you and your mom and your sister when I just met you? He finally asked me out to a real date, but before we went on the date, I obviously had work, and he had to come into the bank to handle some business. Try to follow, okay? It was me and my general manager on the teller line. My assistant manager was sitting behind us. Hi, welcome in. How can I help you? Hi, this is no offense to you at all, but can I have him? I want him to help me. Wow. Okay, fine. He can help you. Sorry, ignore her. She's a hating ass, whack ass bitch who's jealous that the men are literally crawling all over me. No, yeah, I could tell. She seems like a whack ass bitch. Dead ass. So anyway, since you're moving to New York and the bank that I work at in America is only on the West Coast, you're coming in to close your account, right? Yeah, I'm coming in to close my account. And we're still on for dinner tonight, right? Yes, we're going to all you can eat sushi, right? Yeah. I'm so excited. As I'm withdrawing all of his money and closing his account, my assistant manager comes up behind me and goes like, don't you ever do this again. We were all shocked. She came up and screamed at me in front of everyone. So basically, she was mad because I was helping someone with a transaction who I knew in real life. And she knew that I knew him in real life because she was listening to us talk about the sushi date that we had after work. Now, I don't know if you guys remember at the beginning of the video when I did that random sequence about my assistant manager and helping out the customers and stuff. So the jewelry shop owner that I was telling you guys about was my assistant manager's friend in real life. Basically, he wanted to take out a loan because he was expanding his business and he was trying to open a new location. They needed to do some wire transfer or loan. It was just something involving hundreds of thousands of dollars, and she did the transaction for him. They never told me that I wasn't allowed to help someone who I knew. And I mean, now that I know, it makes sense, but girl, what? You did the exact same thing. So after Cute Boy left, me and my general manager were talking over Skype because she's messy as fuck and didn't intervene or try to bring any type of resolution to the situation. And I was pissed because I was embarrassed in front of this boy that I like, all of my coworkers and customers who were waiting in line behind him. I was screamed at in front of everyone. So I'm messaging her and I'm like, can I confront her about this because that's fucked up? Of course, her messy ass is like, yeah, do it. So then I was like, so what's the difference between what you did with the jewelry shop owner and what I just did with that boy? I'm shocked because I'm a hypocritical ass bitch and someone just called me out. No one has ever called me out before because I'm the type of strict ass bitch ass manager who everyone's afraid of. Even the general manager, who's literally my boss and the person who runs this entire branch of the bank, has never stood up to me. So I'm really shocked that he just called me out. But yeah. I know you're shocked because you're a weird ass bitch who got mad at me for doing the exact same thing that you just did. Yes, I am. I'm a weird ass, whack ass bitch. And also, when you called me out, my only response to what you said was I was stuttering and I was like, oh, but I only talk about business when we hang out. And I was like, I don't give a fuck, you stupid bitch. Don't ever fucking talk to me like that again, bitch. Cammy is obviously kidding. He would never hit someone ever in the world, ever. What actually happened was he saw that I was embarrassed and he just let it go because he's the bigger person. Not literally, figuratively. Clock it. And it's just a pattern in his life where like older adults all show their ass to him and he has to take the initiative and be the bigger person and be the mature one to de-escalate the situation, because at the end of the day nobody wins in a fire versus fire argument, if that makes sense. Plus we were at work, not the bad girls club, so it was really strange that me, the assistant manager, started this. But of course Cammy is professional and he's not really trying to like waste his energy arguing with a stupid ass whack ass bitch like me. So after I was stuttering and spewing bullshit with my stank ass breath and my bitch ass face and I'm just a stupid ugly ass bitch, basically he was just like, honestly, please just don't ever yell at me like that in front of everyone again and we're good. So yeah, that was the full circle moment, and it was just the universe letting me know how much of a hypocritical bitch that some people can be. It really taught me that people will literally get mad at you for doing the exact same thing that they do. Especially my manager, who was my teacher at the time. It's like, set an example for what you want your disciple to be. Why would you do the same thing and then get mad at me for doing what my teacher did? Lead by example, you weird bitch. Anyway, let me get into the sushi date, because then it led into the hookup and then it just was a lot. Oh my god, we haven't even gotten to the craziest part of this story at all yet. Wow, I'm having a really good time at our first official date right now. I know, we're at an all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant and we're drinking beer and doing sake bombs. It's a really good time. Nothing really that crazy happened during this date except for when, first of all, when we were walking from your apartment to this sushi restaurant, when you ran into those people from your job. Yes, they were like my favorite customers and I literally stopped in the middle of the street to go and talk to them because they were eating at some different like outdoor restaurant, and I ran up to their table to go talk to them and I told you, just wait here, I'm gonna go talk to them really quick. And then I left you standing there on the sidewalk in the cold at nighttime for like 10 minutes and you didn't even introduce me or acknowledge me to them at all. It was so funny. I was texting my friend about it the entire time and he was like, don't say anything about it, just stand there and be cute and smile. And so I didn't say anything about it and I just smiled and I was cute, and then we went to the sushi restaurant and you really have just been giving me like endless reasons to like really not like you. But the time slot for our buffet ran out because I guess you could only like be at a buffet for like an hour and a half at a time or something like that. And another weird rule about buffet all you can eat type places, or at least the one that we are on a first date at right now, is that you're not allowed to take the food to go. So you asked me, hey, there are a couple pieces of sushi left on the plate, do you mind just like putting them in your pocket and then smuggling them to my apartment? Yes, I mind. I'm not putting pieces of sushi in my pocket. Well, I'm paying for it. Oh! It's giving throwing it in my face and hanging it over my head. I'm getting the ick more than I got the ick for literally anything else. I hate when people do that. So it was at this point in the day I just Venmo'd you for my half of the buffet because I'll be damned if I'll let anyone hang anything over my head. Don't ever fucking ask me on a date and then get mad when I don't want to put a fucking wet piece of sushi in my pockets and then try to throw in my face that you're paying for it, and that's why I should put a fucking piece of sushi in my pocket. Damn. We get back to his apartment after our sushi date, and you know me, I'm just freaking my shit, shaking that ass, and we're just having a good time. We're making out, we're wrestling around, playing around, you know the deal. I slid my hand down his pants to get a little feel or whatever, when all of a sudden, I smelled something. What's wrong? Nothing. I remember we were like making out, we were wrestling around, and all of a sudden, I smelled cheese. Like this rotten, sour cheese scent. So I'm like sniffing my armpits. I'm trying to figure out where this could come from. I smell like vanilla, cocoa butter, and shower. So I'm like, it definitely can't be from me. I look down at my hands and they're kind of like wet from his. I smell my fingers and my fingers smell like cheese. The cheese smell was from his dick. And I never said a word about it because honestly, that had never happened to me before. I'd never been with someone who like smelled like that. And so I didn't know how to approach the situation. So I didn't bring it up. And when he stuck his hand down my pants, I was like, wait, I don't know. I don't think we can do this. And he was like, what? Why? And I was like, first of all, you didn't even pay for my dinner. So you think you're gonna get this date? You are crazy. If you think you're gonna get this ass, you're double crazy. Like, whoa, you gotta pay for this. Like, I didn't say any of that, and also I don't really care about all that, but I did say like, oh, I just feel like, I don't know, like, this is our first sleepover, like, let's just do everything else, like, we can just make out and we can like cuddle and stuff, but like, I don't think I want to have sex tonight. And he was like, okay, and didn't question it. And then at some point, he did say like, wait, do you like want to suck each other's dicks? And I was like, honestly, like, no, it's okay, it's fine. Whole time I'm thinking about the cheese scent. It smelled like cheese, you guys. It smelled like cheese. And there's an explanation for this. This is like real grown. Like, honestly, here's the thing about my channel, like, it's grown, so don't come in my shit on your immature bullshit. He was uncut. There is a condition where like the foreskin is like really tight around the tip and it's impossible to like pull it down and like get under the foreskin. And so then like smegma is what it's called, like develops under the skin. It starts to smell because it's a bodily fluid. Like smegma and like sweat and stuff can develop under the foreskin and it gets really, really sensitive. And so if you can't pull it back to clean it, then you know, shit just like develops under there, and that's just what it is. Like, and that's not all dicks, like bleeps uncut but doesn't bleep dick. That's not all of them. It's just a specific condition. I told you guys we never had that conversation. That's just an assumption that I came to because that's like what makes the most sense to me, and I knew his was uncut. So I just assumed that that was what was happening with him. So yeah, I totally wasn't judging him for it. I did get like grossed out just because like the smell is like a visceral reaction, but it's not like I like thought he was like a gross person or anything like that. It's just kind of like something that happens, and I'm sure one day he'll deal with it. The funniest part to me is my friends texting me the whole night being like, oh my god, how is the dick? How's the dick? And me being like, it's literally amazing. Like, I've never had anything like it. Like, I lied just because I didn't know if they would ever meet him one day. I don't know, you know, I don't want to like embarrass him. I did like him as a person, and I just felt like it was best to protect him. Even to my best friends, like, I was literally just like, oh, it's good, like, whatever. Only recently did I actually tell them, like, yeah, we did not have sex, like, bitch, it smelled like cheese. I also want to say, though, despite the cheese stuff, I had a hella good time that night. We were cuddling. It was really nice. We were watching movies. We, like, literally just hung out the rest of the night. And he also, like, tried bondage on me. Like, he tied me up, and he was really into, like mouth stuff, like, having your mouth covered, and, like, he, like, did all that to me. I'm not really into that. You're not into bondage? No, not really. Why are you so shocked? Like, it's like so crazy to not be into bondage. I don't know, I just kind of assumed you would be. What would have possibly given you that impression? I don't know, I just thought because you were nerdy and, you know, I just thought you had like a dark side to you. Nerdy? What? Yeah, nerdy, like you have your glasses and... Oh wow, that's so funny. You think just because I wear glasses, I'm automatically nerdy? That's so crazy. No one who actually knows me has ever used nerdy to describe me. He had come up with this idea and caricature of me in his head That just wasn't me. The last time we saw each other before he moved to New York, he was crying so much. This was like a completely different time than our hookup, by the way. You're literally the best person I've ever met. You're right. I am the best person you've ever met. But the funny thing about it is you don't know anything about me to actually be able to say that. Like, yeah, we get along and I think that we have become some great new friends, but I noticed throughout the whole course of us knowing each other and like dating and stuff, because there were more times when we hung out and stuff than what I could include in the video, but this video is literally like 40 minutes long already, so like I can't like include everything or else this video would be like 2 hours long. I just noticed you never like actually like asked me anything about my life or like learned anything about me at all. You just like would constantly like come up with shit about me that you like wanted me to be that quite literally missed the mark every single time. Like, I'm not nerdy. I mean, I am about like some stuff, but like you don't know that to like confidently be able to call me nerdy. You just think that because I wear glasses. Like, another thing that I was super shocked about was that you didn't want a long distance relationship. And that was confusing to me because you just assumed that we were gonna be long distance and we had literally never ever had a conversation about a relationship ever. The word relationship never exited either of our mouths in relation to each other. And then we hugged and went our separate ways. So yeah, that was the last time we ever actually saw each other in real life, because right after that he had moved to New York and like I live in California. Like, we literally never saw each other again. But we did stay like kind of friends for a little bit on the phone. We would talk on the phone all the time. And there was this incident that I did omit from the story time because I didn't feel like doing a reenactment about it, because it really hurt my feelings, where he basically called me a peasant. He said I dressed like a peasant because he was making a joke about how all of my coworkers think of me because I was venting about them to him. And he was like, yeah, and you dress like a peasant. And I was like, wait, what? I was thrown off. I was like, wait, what the fuck, peasant? And then he was like doubling down on it. And then he was like, well, yeah, like honestly, when I was like a little kid, I used to watch this cartoon and you like dress like one of the peasants who were on there. And I was like, oh my God, like that triggered me because I already had imposter syndrome about the fact that my coworkers were racist. This is like a nice bank. Like, my coworkers were mean to me. Like, it was just like a lot. And so then the fact that he like doubled down on something that I was already kind of insecure about, like, really hurt my feelings. And I told him, like, I have a great sense of humor, but one thing I absolutely will not ever tolerate is being the butt of your joke or being like made fun of in any type of way, especially because I do not dress like a peasant at all. My coworkers all dressed very casually. It was a nice bank, but at the end of the day, we were in this really casual neighborhood, and like my boss would wear these bodycon dresses, my gay coworker would wear this gay ass shit. Like, so I was like, okay, like why would I go out and buy a suit and wear a suit every day if everyone else is dressing like whatever they want? Let me just wear whatever. And so then one time, like later on, when we were on the phone with each other when he was in New York, he was the type of person who was insecure, and he did this thing that insecure people do, where when they do something wrong or they feel perceived in a negative way about something that they said or actions that they do, they try to control how you feel about it. So they bring up the same thing over and over and try to like shift the narrative to like confuse you. For instance, I don't know if you watched my last video, but the monkey thing, my boss who called me a monkey, every time after that whole incident happened, every time she would say that monkey comment to my other coworker, she would be like, oh, let me not say that on camera. And like, what? Like, and trying to make me seem like I'm the crazy one for not wanting to be called a monkey. And dumb people fall for it, but I'm literally not dumb at all, so I didn't fall for it. But he brought up the peasant thing again, and he was like, yeah, I feel like you dress like that to like hide the fact that you have money. And I was like, what? And so then I just blocked him on everything and never talked to him again. We were having this like argument about it, and I was like, you need to fucking let that go. I already told you that I didn't like it, and now you're trying to bring it up to try to shift the narrative. Fucked up, you said something wrong. He did apologize the first time he said it. After that, let it go. Don't try to bring it back up and try to manipulate me into thinking that you meant something else or like whatever the fuck. And the crazy thing about it is how forgiving of a person I am. Like, I literally still hung out with him after that. Like, if you apologize and I genuinely think that you mean it, just let it go. Like, I'm not gonna hold it over your head or like keep harping on it. I will let it go and continue loving you as a person. It's okay. People say fucked up shit. I've done so much fucked up shit that I feel so bad for. Like, I would never judge you for like saying something like rude if you genuinely feel bad about it and you're willing to grow afterwards. And then he tried to give me this, how are you offended by being called a peasant? Like, wow, like that really lets me know a lot about you, that you're offended by being compared to a peasant. I am, because I'm not a fucking peasant. That's a disrespectful thing to call someone. And especially if you want me to date you, like you thought I was going to do a long distance relationship with you, you thought I was going to meet your parents, and you call me a peasant? Like, are you out of your mind? Also, like, I don't get called that. My ex used to literally tell me that I look like a god. Like, I don't deal with like insults like that. I'm not used to that type of behavior. I'm not used to being called stuff like that at all. Like, I was thrown all the way off. And I hate woke people because, first of all, a lot of people who are like woke have never experienced any type of actual oppression. Like me, as like a black gay person, experience oppression literally every single time I walk outside of the house. If I wear this in public, I get the dirtiest looks from people. I get disrespected. I get called names, and I have been multiple times. And so I like actually live it. I live that shit. So I don't have to do this performative shit. I don't have to talk about like woke shit. I don't have to be like, oh my God, you're offended by being called a peasant. And so the fact that he tried to like woke police me and be like, wow, I can't believe, like, it was just too much. I couldn't do it. And I blocked him on everything. And that's the end of the story. I'm getting pissed talking about it again. And this is why I omitted it from the story, because this is real life. Like, here's the deal. Like, some things really hurt to reenact, and it really hurt me for him to say that about me. At the end of the day, I never judged him about anything. You were weird and you did a SpongeBob impression. Your dick smelled like cheese. You fucking couldn't kiss. Like, and I will say that I personally found him cute, and I still do find him cute, but he wasn't cute. Like, none of you, if you saw what he looked like, would think he was cute. You would like facepalm like Cammy. Why would you ever even stoop down to that level? But I did find him cute, but like I was shooting very below my league to like even give him the time of day. I never judged him about any of that. After all of that, I still stuck around because I genuinely liked who he was on the inside. And so when I extend grace and kindness towards someone and they turn around and use that vulnerability and make fun of me, call me something, it really fucking hurts. And so that's why I didn't do a reenactment of it, because I didn't want to hurt myself by reliving the situation. Comment baddie group if you made it this far in the video, because you need to do attendance for the meeting that we're about to have. And if you don't comment attendance for the meeting, I don't really understand how I'm gonna know that you're part of the baddie group. And if you don't comment baddie group, if you made it this far in the video, I don't know how you're gonna go around for the rest of your life calling yourself a baddie. That doesn't make sense. How are you a baddie but you never took attendance for the baddie group meeting? Like, that doesn't make sense. No, I can check to see how many people watch to the end, obviously, but like I continuously say all the time, like as an artist, like person to person, human to human connection that I receive when I see people commenting baddie group just like helps add to the full picture for me, and like really contributes to the artistic expression of just everything. Like, you are part of the art is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like why else post it online? Like, I might as well just make it and then just keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I really appreciate when you guys comment baddie group, and thank you so much for all of the support that I got on my last video and my video before and the video before that. Bitch, period. Y'all have been living for Cammy. Y'all are living for Cammy finally. Like, I'm like, damn, like it's about time. I've been making videos since I was like 14 years old. Like, no, but I am really happy to see you guys. And I have a couple comments that I want to address really quick. So first and foremost, I saw a lot of people commenting on my last video about why I quit my job, and they were telling me to expose the name of the bank and the name of my coworkers and stuff like that. Here's the thing. In the event that something crazy and I need to expose does happen, I would hope that you guys are there for me and we can fuck some shit up if someone really has me fucked up. However, like my job at the bank, like I quit that job last year, like a year and a half ago. Never saw or heard from those people again. Like, I kind of have moved on with my life, which is why I'm able to do this story about it in the first place. I really am not making these videos for the sake of like exposing anyone or causing drama or ruining anyone's life. It's truly for my own creative artistic expression and turning just things that happen in my life into art. And so I will not be exposing the names of anyone or anything because that's not the point of this. I don't want like to ruin anyone or to like get anyone hate or like anything like that. That's irresponsible and I hate that. So I will not be doing that. Second of all, this comment is my favorite comment from last video. I love the perspective. I just feel like they nailed it and that is how I want people to think of these videos. And so that's that. Also, someone asked if I have an Instagram. I realized I don't put my Instagram in the description or the bio or like anywhere on my channel, but it is Cami Langston if you want to just look up Cami Langston on Instagram. Sundays is my upload day at 12:15 p.m. because 12:15 is my birthday, December 15th. I'm a Sagittarius. I do want to say that sometimes there will not be an upload every single Sunday. Like, I'm not gonna upload every single week because, as I've said a million times, like, this is really like a creative thing and I'm literally drawing from my real life, like real stories that really happened to me. And like in filming these, as like artistically fulfilling as it is, it's a little bit draining and I'm reliving a lot of like potentially traumatic things that have happened to me, and so it takes a lot out of me to like make these videos. After every scene, like I film these over the course of like days or weeks. Like you can see I'm like wearing different outfits in like a lot of the scenes. Yeah, after I film a scene, I literally have to like take a break and like not think about the video for a minute because I'm literally like using actual energy to come up with a creative way to like tell the story. So yeah, Sundays 12:15 is my goal upload date, but it won't always be every single Sunday. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, I do have a video filmed already for next week. So that will be uploaded next week. It's not done yet. I will have to finish it like over the course of next week and then I'll upload it next week on Sunday. But I do think that there will be a video next week on Sunday. So stay on the lookout for that. Also, this video is long as fuck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stanley bitch, like I told you I was gonna start working on the long videos and I really came through on my promise. Thank you guys for all the support that you've been giving me lately and I love you so much and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.